Welcome everyone back to the UK Journeyman save. I actually just did 6 minutes of recording and basically I just ended up in a rabbit hole of trying to figure out how the European places work. I figured it out. The reason I've wanted to figure this out is we've actually turned a corner a little bit. So here's how it works. Based on last season, first and second get Europe. First goes into a Champions League qualifier, second goes into the Europa Conference League first qualifying round. The winner of the cup also gets it, so they go in as well. If the winner of the cup is top 3, then the European playoff places, I think, go from 4th to 8. 8 and 7 play a quarterfinal game, and then 4th, 5th, and 6th go into the semis. And then it's those 4 teams go into the semis. The winner of the 7th and 8th obviously go to the semis with these. So realistically, you want to be finishing 5th or 6th. 7th would be the lowest you could possibly finish to get a chance at a European spot if you didn't win the cup. Now, obviously, last season the cup winner was in the 2nd tier, so it was actually 3rd down to 7th. So 6th and 7th played a quarterfinal. The winner of that which was Glenavon, went into a semi-final with Crusaders, Coleraine, and Cliftonville. Then the winner of those 2 semis goes to a final. The winner of that gets Europe, which was Coleraine, I believe. Yeah, so Coleraine qualified, as well as Glentoran and Newington, the cup winners, and then Linfield went the Champions League. So that's how it works. The reason I wanted to figure it out is because, as you can see, we've turned a little bit of a corner. After our first 2 defeats in the league, we then beat Larne. We did go out in the League Cup to Glenavon again. We then lost to Coleraine in the Prem, but we beat Crusaders and Cliftonville, so back-to-back wins, and then we progressed in the Crap Cup as well. So all of that means that we're actually 5th at the minute, which is good. Way clear of relegation. We're kind of beating the teams in the bottom half, but we can't really compete in the top half. And I think for a first season in the league, you probably take that. That's probably fine. In today's episode, we're playing Ballymena and Dungannon Swifts. I'm terrible with the pronunciations, but yeah, so one of them's in 4th and one of them's in 10th. So in theory, we should be okay. I'll just double check. When was the last time we played a game? 21st of August. I don't think I've made any transfers since the 21st of August. I tell a lie, there has been one. There's actually been a couple. Oh yeah, we signed some big players. First of all, Jude Soonsup-Bell, Thai, 25-year-old winger/striker. Kind of started him as a winger, but he's actually transitioned into a striker for me. And as you can see, he's been quite good. 3 goals, 1 player of the match in 4 games. Very good. He is a 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential player. We are paying him a fair whack, £460 a week. I think that makes him probably our highest earner on a deal till the end of the season, but he's worth it. He's been brilliant. Another one in the door is Michael McNulty. He is on a season loan. Sorry, not a season loan. He's on a loan till the end of his parent club's contract, which is the end of November. So he'll join us. He'll hopefully join us on a permanent once his contract's out, but at the minute he doesn't want to join us. He's a 3-star current ability left back. We needed a left back. He's only a championship. Well, I'm sure that's 3-star, and then you click on it and it's 2.5. Whatever. He's a leading championship player, so he's not really up to the standard, but he's only 18. He's Northern Irish. He's got bags of potential, and he's had a decent start. 3 games so far. And one else that's in the door, I've not actually used him yet, but it's James Connolly. He's a 27-year-old Welsh centre-back. He's on £290 a week till a deal to the end of the season. 4-star current ability player, so a leading Premiership player. Formerly of Linfield, formerly of Crewe, Morecambe, Bristol Rovers, and even had a bit of time at Cardiff and Blackburn as well. So really good pedigree, lots of games in League 2. And then lots of games pretty much every week for Linfield, which is a really good sign because they're obviously the best team in the league. He played plenty games for them last season and then left. For some reason, hasn't found a club, but he's joined us. So we are paying a fair whack, which means we are over budget now, £440, but it's fine. I've not actually played Connolly yet because he's not been available. So today will be his debut for me as well as yourselves. But yes, for the first game, this is the team we're going. We've got Abbottson in goal, back 4 of Brown, Connolly making his debut next to Baptiste, McNulty making his debut in front of you lot, Ewan and Carlin in midfield, Con Clark on the right, Smith on the left, and then Jones and Soonsup-Bell up top. McNally is currently suspended, and Davidson is out with an injury for a little bit. Jones has been injured as well, so he's been out the side, which is why Soonsup Bell's been moved up to striker. Originally, I was playing him as the left winger, but the right winger with Con Clark on the left. Wasn't really working. I've brought Brendan Smith back into the fold. He's now probably our best left back. Con Clark's gone over to the right. Chapman on the bench. Hugel on the bench as well. Hugel's been decent, but a lot of those have been in the cup. He's only scored once and got 1 assist in the league. Like, a lot of his goals are coming. So he looks like he scored loads. They're all coming in the cup against rubbish teams. So he's good against the rubbish teams, but against the good sides, not so much. So I do think we're a little bit better in defence. Hopefully Conley can make a bit of a difference in us, because we obviously have a bit of an issue conceding goals. I think seeing now that the tactic's kind of working against some teams but not others, I think we just stick with the tactic and just try and improve the team, because clearly it's working. Obviously, a bit of a tough one to start with, a team who is sitting up in 4th. Was that Steve McLaren? I think that's the first time we've come against like a proper well-known manager. I don't know if that was that actually Steve McLaren? I'll have to check that. If it's the Steve McLaren, that's really interesting. That's the first time we'll have actually come up against a proper manager. I'll check after the game if it's the actual Steve McLaren or it's just another fella called Steve McLaren. Very, very possible. But so I think at this point we have to kind of split the league in two. I mean, even if we obviously I'd like to get in the European playoff places, but even if we get there, I don't think we're ever winning it. I think our best chance of actually getting Europe is probably trying to win the cup, trying to look our way, hopefully get some easy draws, hopefully just avoid Linfield and hope they get knocked out by someone else. Glenavon as well have had a really good start as well. So the goal would be to try and get Europe, but I think the main first target is just to stay in the league. We'll see how we go. Obviously, if we can improve the team as we go, then yeah, no doubt we can try and push on a bit further. But I think the main point is to just stay up. And I think so far, after weathering the initial storm of some 2 defeats to get started, we've picked up the all-important win, and now we've got a little bit of momentum. The lads are getting a bit more comfortable. Like I say, we signed a couple of good players. Soonsup Bell, Conley should definitely improve us. I do think that the weaknesses are pretty evident. It's probably goalkeeper, right back, left back, and probably left mid as well. Smith is probably not a Premiership quality player. So I kind of already have in my mind which players I'll probably be releasing at the end of the season, which is crazy when we're only 6 games into the season. But it's becoming ever present who is probably not up to scratch for this level. But that's fine. We obviously really just need to focus on a bit of stability, try and get ourselves, enough points to stay up. And then if we can get into the European playoff places, great. If we can't and we just finish mid-table or just not getting relegated, that's fine. We just need a bit of stability staying in the league, because obviously the last time this team were in the league, they finished rock bottom with 12 points. So we're actually only 3 points off leveling what they did the entirety of the season before last. So, I think we're doing well. Ewan is not really set the world alight since he's come in, but obviously as well, we've got to give some of these new boys time to gel, which is not going to be easy with obviously playing against much better opposition. But there we go. Brown, good ball in. Soonsup Bell doesn't get there, and we're still 0-0 here. If we get a point out of this, I'll definitely take that. And I think that's the mentality. Oh, that's poor. I don't know. Is that Connolly? I think that was Connolly. He just walked right past him. He just didn't even defend him. This lad was playing for Linfield. I don't think he was defending like that and playing for Linfield. I'm sorry. That was really poor from Connolly. Hopefully that's just a match fitness issue and he sharpens up a bit once he gets his fitness. But that was really, really poor. Brendan Smith now back to McNutty, plays it to Baptiste, back to Carlin, and that was it. There was a nothing highlight just into the half. 1-0 down. I mean, we've not really looked like doing too much, which is disappointing. I don't think we have been the better side. Let's just say they've been terrible. We definitely need a little bit of something. And like I say, Soonsup Bell's been really good, but you've not really seen anything of him so far. But I thought that was going to be it. It was a ball over the top. Soonsup Bell was going to be taking it down and scoring, but the highlight just ended. He either missed or it was offside, and we'll never know. We'll never know which was which. But 55 minutes in, something is not working, so we will make a change. First thing I'm going to do is take Soonsup Bell off because he is absolutely done. We'll swap Jones over, who's probably better as the channel forward anyway. Not seeing a lot from Carlin today, so we'll bring Williams on, who's obviously still, like I say, learning the role. And hopefully those changes can spare something out of the boys. Try and rescue a point just to get something out of the game. Like I say, if we don't win these games, it's not the end of the world. But when we play bottom half sides, who we play, like Swifts, who we play next, that's where we've got to be picking up 3 points, or at the very least, a point. 2-0 down now. It's not looking likely we're going to get a point. I think this will be the story of the season. We don't compete with the top half teams, but we do compete with the bottom half, and we've just got to make sure more often than not we're on the positive side of the top. Obviously, relegation is actually really hard to get in this league. You basically have to be rubbish all season. You have to finish bottom or lose your playoff and finish second, like finish second bottom and lose a playoff against a team in the league below. So I don't think we'll get relegated. I'm pretty confident on that. That was very good work from Hugill to knock it on. That's a brilliant finish from Smith. And maybe, just maybe, with a little bit of time left, we can get something from this game. I'd sort of written it off, and I'd written it off far too soon. We're going to make a change. We'll bring Brannigan on for Conley. We'll bring Hannah on, another one of the youngsters at the club, the left back, in for McNutty. And then let's bring Chapman on as well for Con Clark, who's not had a very good game at all. And I'll tell you what, Con Clark in general doesn't seem to be adjusting to the Premiership too well. He's definitely struggled so far, which is worrying because he's a good player. So why he's struggling, I don't know. But not long left now. I think we whack it on very attacking. We're already attacking. Let's whack it on very attacking for the last 5 or so minutes and hopefully try and get something. I thought Chapman was going to do something there, but he's another one who's just not really adapted to the top level. I think it's probably a little bit above him, unfortunately. And he's probably one we'll look to move on at the end. But Ballymena are through. And thankfully, they put it over the bar. Still 2-1. Still plenty. Well, not plenty. Still a bit of time left for us to get an equaliser. Jones looks like he's picked up another knock, which is not great. But here is Chapman. Maybe I've written him off too soon. Plays it out wide to Brown. Brown swings one in. Keeper comes for it. It's dropped. But he's dropped it all the way to their attack. And they can counter-attack now. And they've got plenty of men up. And we do not have plenty of men back. And it is 1-on-1. And it's a finish. It's not offside. I thought there was maybe a hint of it. Unfortunately not. We'll drop it back to attack our regular. This is balanced for us. Attacking is balanced. We'll drop it back to attacking because that's our default stance. But yeah, disappointing. But we went for it. You had to go for it. We had to chuck it on very attacking to try and get something. Try and just get everyone forward. Obviously, it cost us in the end with the goal. And unfortunately, we did lose the game. But it's just the way it is. Like I say, it's... yeah, we just don't really compete with the teams at the top. It's really the teams at the bottom. Let's have a look at Ballymena. Are they actually managed? Where do I see the manager? About club, maybe? Don't think so. Oh, there we go. Steve. Oh. Steve McLean, not Steve McLaren. We didn't come up against a well-known manager. I mean, maybe he's well-known in Northern Ireland. I don't know him. Yeah, disappointing. But we stay in 5th, so we didn't actually go down with the table with that loss. Not bad at all. Next up, we play Dungan Swifts, who are only 3 points behind us, but all the way down in 9th. So hopefully we can get a win there. I mean, we're still 4 points off relegation, but yeah, I want to be a bit more than that. Jones has picked up a knock. He's only just come back. He's going to be out again. I mean, yeah, it's a chance for Hugill then, who did do well when he came off the bench at least. But yeah, not great again for Jones. He's picking up quite a few knocks, is Jones. Seems to be struggling with the physicality of the top division. But yeah, I guess we'll throw Hugill in for the next game. So for our second game of the episode, we are playing Dungannon Swifts, and this is the team we're going with. Abbottson in goal, back four, Brown, Conley, Baptiste and McNulty. Ewan and Carl in midfield, and then Con Clark, Smith, Soonsub Bell, and Joe Hugill. The only one is coming in is Hugill as a change. Jones obviously drops out from injury. Should hopefully be back in about a week or so. Davidson, another one that's going to be out for a little while. We are looking at signing this lad. Obviously, we'll take a closer look at him if he does sign. But yeah, we're a little bit light. We also don't have a backup goalkeeper, and I've not played this in a few days, and I've only just noticed it. That concerns me. We don't have a backup goalkeeper at all. We definitely need to sign one. But we don't really have any money, so we may just go out and get someone cheap just to sit on the bench as an actual emergency backup. But hopefully we can get a result today, at least get a point, but hopefully pick up 3 points. Like I say, we are trying to get in the top half. I think that would be a really, if we could do that, I think that would be a really good season. But honestly, it's just staying up. And at the minute, we're looking okay for it. But obviously, it's mostly about beating these sorts of sides. Like I say, these are down in 9th. You'd like to think we could beat these, but again, we don't really know how good we are or how bad we are. We may have just gotten lucky against the teams that we have beaten so far, but we do okay, I guess. And I do think the way that our style of tactic and the way we play really lends itself to playing teams probably around or slightly below our level. I think when we go and play better teams, this really gung-ho sort of style of 2 strikers playing on attacking, 2 wingers, only 2 centre mids and a back 4. It's maybe a little bit too, a little bit too attacking, but you know what? I like it. And when you play teams you're better than or equal footing on, we seem to do well. Brown, that's brilliant work from him. Cuts inside, no one marking him. They didn't expect him to go himself. And Ethan Brown, who's definitely been someone that's kind of struggled a little bit with the step up. I do think he's one of the lads there. You look at it and you go, that's a bit of a weak spot for us. He's definitely not been as good as he was last season. But again, he's still a young player. There's a chance for him to get better. He's nearly got himself an assist there. I think Sunset Bell should be getting that on target. He's only a few yards out. He's just got to guide it in. Instead, he's tried to head it over. Head it with some power, and it has headed over. But we are 1-0 up through the Brown opener, so that pleases me more than anything. Con Clark on the right-hand side. He can feed Brown again. Brown's he's really fancying himself, and that was a pretty vicious ball in, probably a little bit too vicious, but his counterpart on the left-hand side can get it in, and June Suit Bell finishes it. For some reason, McNulty's not being credited with the assist there, and I think that is really harsh. He's put the ball in. Maybe he must have taken a deflection or something off one of the Swifts players. But yeah, I think that's harsh. He's not been given the assist, but Suit Bell's there, and that's another goal for his tally. And one thing we do need to do when we get to around December time is look at some of these players who are only tied down till the end of the season and try and extend them, because I think there's definitely a decent core here. And players like Sunset Bell, I mean, there you go. 3-0 after 17 minutes. It just shows you when we play teams around our level, we absolutely cook them. But when we play teams better than us, we really struggle. So maybe we need a second tactic for those teams where we just look to soak up pressure and counter-attack, because we've got some decent pace in us. And I think Sunset Bell obviously didn't really show it in the first game, but yeah, he's a hell of a sign, and definitely someone that I thought was going to be a winger. But you know what? He's scoring goals up front, so I'm not going to question it. And like I say, if we can get 1 or 2 more in some key positions, I think maybe midfield, which is what I'm looking at now, could be a good one. I think we do. Obviously, we need a backup goalkeeper, which I'll try and do before next episode. But honestly, other than that, I think we are okay with what we got. But it's just being realistic that we're probably a bit of ways away from the top sides. But if we can beat the sides in the bottom half, we'll comfortably stay up. And that, even just beating the sides in the bottom half and getting the odd draw against the teams in the top half, that could be enough to get in the top 6, which would probably be enough to get in the European playoff places. Like I say, and we're maybe thinking slightly far ahead considering how early in the season we are. But I like to think far ahead. I like to see how we go. Carlin, great interception. Little 1-2 with Con Clark. Plays it to Hugel, who finds Sunset Bell. He's on his hat-trick. He fancies himself Sunset Bell, and it wasn't a bad run at all. But the finish was a little bit light. Really should be trying to drill it into the left-hand corner, I feel, from that angle. But not going to complain for a man who scored 2 in the first half. And we are cruising in this game. Dungan Swifts are just not getting an opportunity at all. And we have absolutely dominated that half. We just need more of the same, lads. Do not let complacency seep in. I mean, we can probably make a couple subs as well. Let's get Williams on, get him more comfortable. Let's get Brannigan on as well. We need him to get a bit more match fitness. Obviously, he's a little bit of a forgotten man now, but I do still want him in and amongst the side. He's obviously a youngster with lots of potential, maybe not first team quality for a Premiership side, but definitely someone I want to keep in the fold, in the mix, because if he can improve, then there's definitely a player there. I think the issue is with the level of my coaching ability and the coaching staff we have and the facilities we have, players probably aren't going to be improving too much. One player I actually forgot to take a look at was Nikolai. If anyone remembers him from the from the Brickfield era. He was very good. Now, he went off to Cyprus to play in the Premier Division there. That's got to be offside. And I haven't checked on him, actually, to see if he's available or to see if he's still there. So he's definitely someone I'm going to take a look at after this episode, after the game. We'll take a look together after the game, see what he's up to, because I should be probably keeping a short list of everyone who's ever done well for me. Obviously, we brought Smith in from Brickfield, but we took a look at some of the other ones like Barker and people like that. But yeah, they just weren't really up to the level even when we were in the second tier. Obviously, Smith now isn't really thriving in this system either. He's definitely a weak spot. If we could get a better left mid in, I think we'd be even better. Hugel does really well there. And one thing I've noticed about Hugel, he can't finish with his feet, but he is decent in the air. Good ball in from McNulty, who has finally got his assist. And Joe Hugel gets another goal in the league. Like I say, he's mostly been scoring in the cup, but he has got a second in the league now. Good for him. And 4-0 up, we can definitely start to make even more changes. We'll bring Chapman on for Smith. We'll bring, I guess, Hannah on for McNulty, who is also a loan. For some reason, it didn't show as a loan last time, but he's definitely another loan. We don't have our own left back. This is another issue we need to resolve. But like I say, one problem at a time. And hopefully once McNulty's contract's actually out at the end of this in November, we'll be able to sign him. At the minute, he doesn't want to sign a deal now, for whatever reason. I think he's going from a full-time club, and I don't think he wants to drop down to part-time. But once he leaves his contract and no one's paying him any money, I'm sure he'll change his tune. And hopefully we can get him, because I actually do like him. He's Northern Irish, he's young, he's got potential, and he's okay for now. You know, he's decent enough to be in our side for now. And there's not really a host of better options, so I'd happily take him. We'll make one more change. We'll get McNally on for Conley. Obviously, McNally, another one who's kind of found himself out in the cold, not because he's not been good, but just because we've signed some better players, and now Baptiste and Conley seem like the best two. It's hard. It's going to be hard for him to get in. Probably should have substituted Brown off, actually. He's actually the tired one. Nevertheless, 4-0 up, and potentially not for too much longer. That's a decent save from Abbottson, who's definitely got question marks over him. He's definitely not someone who's going to avoid criticism, but he's done well today, and that was another good save from him there. But yeah, he's definitely one of those positions where I'm not urgently looking to replace him, but when we have the opportunity to do so, we will definitely be doing it, because I don't think he's not top half Premiership ability. I think we've proven we're good enough for mid-table because we can beat the teams in the bottom half, but we are a ways away from the teams in the top half, and that's where we've got to get to. We can't just be comfortable sitting in the bottom half. We obviously need to make progress, and we will only do that by signing better players, because we do not have the facilities to improve the players we have. They are just going to pretty much stagnate, maybe improve very slightly, but they're not going to be making great strides. Soon Bell almost gets his hat-trick. Falls to Conclark, though, should just be smashing that in the box or having an effort on target, but he doesn't, and there is not long left now. It looks like we are going to win the game, and yeah, like I say, we'll take a look at Nikolai after the game. Or was it Nikolai or Nicolau? I can't remember now. Clearly, I kind of rated him that much because I can't even remember his full name properly. Yeah, we'll see what he's up to. We'll whack a little report on him. That's very poor from Brannigan. Just give the ball away. I don't know why we're getting this really long highlight. I think it's because the game's going to end. I don't know why we're seeing this. Unless they're going to score, which they are. I mean, he's offside. He must have been offside. This really should have just been offside because he was offside by a mile. Yeah, I don't know why we're getting this hugely long highlight. I think it's because the game's going to end. No, it was just really long for no reason. 4-0 win. Love that. We started the episode on 5th. We end the episode on 5th. So really, not much happened. We won one, we lost one, and we stay exactly where we were. Brilliant stuff. But yeah, we're too good to go down, I think. We are too good to go down. But are we good enough to get in the top half? At the minute, yes. But obviously, as you can see, they've got double our points. They are cooking. Glenavon are cooking. Why are they so good? Was that the Adam Armstrong? No, I think we looked at it before. It wasn't the Adam Armstrong who was at Southampton. Anyway, let's see if we can find him. What was his name? Was it Nicolau? Or was it Nicolau? Let's have a look. Let's just go through Brickfield. We'll see him on the transfer history, won't we? Brickfield Rangers. There we go. Where is transfer history? There it is. He will have left Those buttons don't work. Would he have left the season before that one? Yes, there it is. I think I was spelling it wrong. He's still playing for them, and he's on a fair bit of money. I mean, he's not really scoring as much as he was scoring for us, but he's getting good average ratings, so he must be doing okay. And he's got a contract till 2031. I don't think we'll be able to get him. I'll add him to the shortlist, though, just in case. Just in case he becomes available. Cause he looks like he'd be good enough. He's getting caps for his country as well. What a man. What a man. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. And I don't know where we'll come back, really. And there's a lot of games in December. Not much leading up to December, though. I think we need to make a little bit of progress. You know what? Let's come back for Linfield. I know we've got them here, but that's not enough time. We'll come back for Linfield, so we'll either play the one before or the one after with Linfield. We'll play the biggest side in the league anyway. I know Glenavon are probably the best side in the league this season, but Linfield are the biggest side. So we'll come back for that around here. Like I say, either side of this will be the episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the UK Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.